Hello, everybody, and welcome back to RogueTech, where we are currently ticking forward. Oh, I should probably actually show the video. That would help. We're currently ticking forward to get our repairs done. I've already gone through our pilots. The only thing that we needed was Poet getting a point of gunnery. That's fantastic. We never took any interior damage, so none of those mechs should need any work. That should be completely fine. So let's just hop into the command center and see what we want to do. I'd still like to build up our funds a little bit higher before we really crank up the difficulty. So maybe that's a target acquisition. That's probably not going to be great. Maybe we just do an 8 sculler. That's a destroy base, and I'd like to avoid that for the moment. Mostly because we've been running into a lot of artillery turrets in destroy base missions. And I don't really have a good answer for that yet. So the real question is, how do we want to deal with that? And that's something that I'm considering. This is a blackout mission, which has a lance tonnage maximum. What is that tonnage maximum? We should find that out. I'm probably not going to run this, but let's see here. 400 tons. Yikes. Yeah, we're going to pass on that. Definitely don't want to do a 400 ton maxer. For right now, maybe we just want to run something that will net us a good amount of cash, like this base defense mission. This is going to be against Word of Blake, so we should expect a lot of enemies. And there's no free priority salvage, but maybe we just sit right here, build up our funds, and call it good. This is only a 7 skull mission, so we're not expecting this to be tremendously difficult. But we didn't really have great options for 8 skull missions, so let's just go ahead and run this. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, the Maulers, slightly underweight. That is to be expected. Should we not have another one? Oh, we don't have the awesome in this. Yeah, that would do it. Okay, so the Mauler's slightly underweight. Darius thinks this will require more than that. He's actually wrong on this one. This is a 7 skull mission, and we shouldn't have any problems with it, in theory. But I just want to get up to that 10 million C-bill mark, just in case we bite off more than we can chew. And we almost certainly will bite off more than we can chew. Now, a big part of the issue with pushing up the difficulty right now is the fact that we are on a Comstar-aligned planet that is fighting Word of Blake. So both of those run 6 unit lances, right? So the problem there is we're going to be outnumbered every time we do it. And I don't really want to push up difficulty too high while also being outnumbered until we know what to expect at those difficulty levels in terms of armament and have good answers for them, right? So we're probably going to have to be pretty choosy for the time being about going up to like 9, well, even potentially 8 skull missions, like 8, 9 skull missions. We're probably going to have to be fairly choosy and go after things that are not versus Comstar or Word of Blake. That would be the ideal scenario there. For now, we need to defend the occupied base. We have a small disused base in a remote part of Alula Australis. We need it and are preparing to reactivate it. We'd like to hire you to recon the facility and defend it until our forces can move in. We'll have a lance with you in half a day and a logistics team within 24 hours. Commander, if they're hiring mercs to babysit where their forces are less than a day away, then they expect trouble. Rumors say Blakeist forces are in the area. They could present a threat. And they probably will. Excellent. I'm a little surprised this hasn't finished loading yet. Definitely a little spooky there. But the thing about defend base missions is they have the hard timer on them. They can only go for like 9 rounds, which is both nice and not nice, right? You know that a mission isn't going to drag on tremendously long, but you also know that you might not get the chance to bring down that mech that you really want that chassis part for. So it's hard to say.
Online. All systems nominal.
Let's go ahead and run this, and this is almost entirely for farming some cash up. So we want to not take as much damage as possible. And, okay, so they're down over there? Yeah, a lance is on the way. We must ensure that, yeah, they're going to get the turrets done. So they're up on this hill right now. Actually, spawning over here isn't a terrible concept. If we were to spawn like this or so, then we could have the rest of our units. Ooh, it wants us to spawn like down here. I suppose we could do that. We're a little bit exposed here. But if we spawn here, then the idea is that the Vanguard will be able to be killed quite quickly. Our Atlas is facing the wrong way. That's an Apollo and a Dragon Slayer Victor, so we're not too keen on getting a ton of units from that. I want to check in on our turret situation here. We've got an ASLT turret, a hardened point defense. We've got a thumper turret, which is nice, and a heavy AC turret. Okay. We also see an enemy Grasshopper, an enemy Archangel, an Orion, a Stalker, an awesome...
Enemy flanking.
Yeah. Unfortunate. We can't choose what direction we spawn in. That's just completely random. So they're going to hit our rear arc for a bit here. They're nice and clustered up here for our artillery. Avatar, Atlas 2. So there are 2 Blakis support lances. There's a lot of enemies here. Like a whole lot of enemies. Rear attack on our Mauler there. So that means that there's also somebody out on the other side of the base, out over here. Their Avatar moves up. Rear attack on our Annihilator. Eventually, we're going to be able to turn our mechs, but now is not that time. Okay, their longbow moves in. Shoots at our Bull Shark. That's got some AoE to it. But it's not particularly threatening.
Reporting minor damage. I'm okay for now.
Indeed.
That's all you got? Taking minimal damage.
Eventually, we're going to be able to respond.
No sweat. I got this.
Eventually. So that Orion closes in, does not fire. Cyclops closes in and shoots at the Apollo. I love it. That Apollo's got laser AMS. So if they've got a Vanguard and 2 support lances, we expect, what, 18 units out there? Rear arc attack on the Corsair.
I hate these guys.
Eventually, we'll be able to respond. The Apollo moves up. Its only goal right now is to get into the escort zone. Stalker moves in. Goes for the Apollo. Okay, I like that. That's actually good. Awesome moves in. Goes for the rear arc on the Corsair again. It does manage to miss everything, so that's good. Once we get to respawn, we're going to really do a lot of damage to these guys. But for now, they're just going to hit us in the rear arc for a while. I really wish that they would make it so that you could control the facing of your mechs before you spawn. That'd be nice. They're continuing to hit the Apollo, and I like this. But I do believe that there's a total of 18 enemy units out there. We need to get turrets online. Once again, a rear arc attack on the Corsair, but for now, we're doing okay. And now we get to start responding.
How's it going?
So our Madcap Mark II is going to move up over this way. We can't make it into cover, but we can get kind of close. We're going to position here, and who do we want to go for? We've got 64% on that Orion. And then we start hitting range issues. 57 on the Awesome. I think the Orion is the one to go for here. It is already pre-damaged. It's not particularly threatening, but this is the highest... Well, actually... 70% on that Orion, but the longbow, 64%. The longbow is more threatening to us, and you note that some of these guys are pre-damaged for sure. So I think we're going to go for the longbow here.
All right, let's do this.
Now he is in cover. That's okay. We're just looking to soften his armor up, and that's exactly what we get. Now there's an enemy unit here. Let's see what they do. Nothing. Okay.
Let's do this.
So our longbow is going to move up over here. We get a direct LOS, and I would love... We definitely go for the Orion here. We absolutely go for the Orion. Are we better off with Arrow 4? We... Oh, or rather, Artemis 4, rather. Not by a tremendous amount. We are a little bit, but not tremendously. I'm not going to fire this ER medium laser, but just the one. Structure exposure on that Orion. Nice.
That hit something good.
We've already done more damage to them than they've done to us, so that's really solid. This Archangel is going to back out of our sight range and not fire. I'm very okay with that for right now. Our Salamander is going to close in here.
I'm rolling.
We could go for the Stalker or the Cyclops. I think the Stalker is the larger threat to us at this exact moment. We're going to do that. We're going to not fire our medium lasers due to heat, but I am going to Warlord for clustering and to boost our hit odds slightly, because what I want to do here is I want to switch over to AX. Do it. That's actually just a straight up one shot on that Stalker. I love it.
Skipper.
Okay, so I believe that's a Vanguard unit.
Standing by.
Our Mauler is going to move up to the front over here. It's not in cover, but that's okay. We're going to fire on 70%. I think we fire on the Orion here. And we're going to boost those hit odds a bit. Excellent. 75%. We could easily kill the Orion here. What's in this torso? We don't know.
Target acquired.
We did get 2 engine crits there.
Solid connection on that one.
So, I mean, that Orion took a big
Damn
beating
hot in
there.
here.
He's very close to
I'm
dead.
here.
The Corsair is a good option to finish him off. We're going to move up over here. I'd like to be out of the LOS of the Annihilator, if at all possible. But we're going to hit this Orion sidearm, and we could easily kill it. We're going to not fire this Clan ER medium laser due to heat. An LRM-15 crit, but not the hits we were looking for.
Got past the armor.
Okay. We'll see what our ally does here. That is going to be the Dragon Slayer. I expect he's just sprinting up over there and doesn't do anything. Yeah, that's exactly what he does. The Bull Shark is going to step forward over here. That's the Boar's Head, so this is fine.
Rolling.
And we are obviously going to fire on this Awesome. Do we fire direct fire? I don't think so.
Locked and loaded.
Not the greatest artillery shot there. We did a good amount of damage overall.
Aye, aye.
The Annihilator is going to step up over here where it has clear line of fire on everything. 63%, huh? Highest hit odds are on that Cyclops. Well, we'll take it. We're even going to Warlord. 70% almost. Nice. Light him up. That's a huge amount of damage and a knockdown on the Cyclops. That's enormous. So that's great.
I'm here.
Next up, our Boar's Head is mostly going to stay where it's at. We're going to turn around here and continue to fire on this cluster of units with our artillery.
I'll try.
Nice artillery hits there overall. Reasonably pleased with that. Of course, we don't have turrets online just yet. They move someone in phase 25, and we don't know who that is. They're moving around out there somewhere. Got a Mjolnir, Orion, Avatar. There's a lot of enemy units out here. Do we expect that our allies make it to the escort zone this round? No, we don't. That Victor didn't fire, so we can count our blessings there. They shoot at our Boar's Head and miss. I like it. That's quite good. So what's next? They have 2 more phase 21 movers here. And we're now exposing front armor to them. So the Orion moves up, doesn't really do anything. Just guards and entrenches. That Orion should be killable this round easily. We're hoping to get a kill on that Cyclops as well. They're doing a little damage to our Corsair. We don't mind that. Our cover is, of course, burning, which isn't ideal. This is Cyclops. We'll find out in a moment. The longbow shooting at our mauler, that's unsurprising. Our frontal armor is holding for now.
Armor bad.
You okay for the moment? Okay, so in this Cyclops' torso here, we don't know if it has an XL engine or not. It may or may not. Awesome, moving around back over there. Okay. This is a lot of enemy units. There's no doubt about this. This is under very heavy attack. Avatar moves up. Shoots at our Corsair, misses both Gauss rifles. I love it. That's fantastic. Okay, so the Apollo moves in. It doesn't quite make it to the escort zone. That'll be a next round thing. Okay, Word of Blake, what else you got? Still hitting the Corsair.
Oh, they don't like me at all.
That's to be expected.
Light damage, Commander.
So the Cyclops now gets up. But it is definitely heavily wounded. So let's see what they want to do over here. We can eliminate this entire grouping fairly swiftly, I think. The Cyclops moves up, goes for the Dragon Slayer, and that's actually perfect. We love that a lot. That is absolutely fantastic. What's next? PPC at the Boar's Head. That's okay.
Oh, there's blood in my cockpit.
They got a head hit out of that? That's rude. But it's okay. So these guys are still clustered together up here. And we've stripped a lot of armor off of them. There's that Mjolnir over there. Next round, our turrets will come online. Archangel moves up, does not fire. Now we get a chance to start responding.
Good to go.
So our longbow is going to advance up over here.
Roger that.
We could go for the Orion or the Cyclops. Both of those would be good odds. The same odds, in fact. I feel like it would be overkill on the Orion, and we're going to go for the Cyclops. Heat is a concern, so we're not going to fire this LRM-20.
Confirmed.
And actually, LRM ammo explosion, and the Cyclops is out of here. Nice. So that's 2 enemy units down. But there's a lot of them. Atlas 2 moving up over there, firing on our Corsair. Getting a little bit of armor damage in there. That's okay. Okay, so at this point, we are going to advance forward with our Madcap Mark II. We can go for any of these. I feel like we go for the kill on the Orion. The Orion has already moved. But we can do something like this. This is pretty much a guaranteed kill. There we go. The Orion's out of here.
Mech destroyed.
Excellent.
I'm generating a lot of
So next up is going to be the Dragon Slayer moving up. It is just sprinting towards that escort point. That's fine. And our Mauler is not the mover here. The Salamander is the one that we want to move forward. So the Salamander is going to step up, and we're going to go, I think, for the Victor here, also running AX, like we did previously. We're hoping for another one-shot on this Victor. We're not going to fire the ATM due to heat, but let's see what happens here.
engaging target.
Okay, that's a structure exposure on the Victor. That's
Critical
fine.
hit.
We're going to be firing artillery up in this area, so the Victor may actually die to the artillery at this point.
Standing by.
The Corsair is going to step slightly forward. It will step through flames, and we could fire out at that Avatar, or we could work on these guys up here. 44.7, 51.3. Technically, the Victor is the best hit odds, but I'm going to work on softening the armor on the Battlemaster. Heat is a bit of a concern, so we're not going to fire this large pulse laser.
Firing.
Only 44 damage, but that's okay.
I'm ready.
The Bull Shark is going to step on forward, positioning here, and naturally, we're going to continue hitting this awesome. There's no... Actually, we're going to go for the Battlemaster. Hit odds are slightly higher on the Battlemaster, so we'll go for that and see what happens. Not a great long tom shot, if I'm honest. But we got some armor stripped off there.
Standing by.
The Annihilator is going to step forward, keeping its
Moving
clear
to
line of
position.
sight. We can fire on the Archangel. We could fire on the Awesome. Best hit odds are on the Victor, but I'm actually going to fire on the Awesome and hope that we stray shot. We'll see what happens here. We can't fire the variable speed pulse laser because of the heat that has happened to us, but otherwise... Ooh, that was a stray shot. What did we actually take out there? An arm on that longbow. Okay, cool.
Ready for orders.
So the Mauler is going to step forward. We're going to be aiming for largely the same thing. We're going to continue to fire up here and look for stray shots. We can't really fire our ER medium lasers because of heat, but that's fine. Ooh, nice stray shots. I like it. That went very well.
Yes, Commander.
Our boar's head has taken that head hit. We're going to position it right up over here. And we're going to hit the Awesome. There's exposed structure on all of these.
Affirmative.
That was mediocre at best on the artillery front. Okay. A knockdown on the Victor is okay. Cool. Next round.
Heads up, Commander. You've got hostile contacts inbound.
Of course we do. Where? Sounds like over here? Yes. Way off over here. So they might go for the buildings. We'll see if that happens. This is definitely more than we bargained for. We're going to position the Corsair over here in this cover, and we're going to look to fire, I think, on this Victor. I would love to eliminate the Victor. Torso, perhaps? Yeah, probably. Where's that AC-20 at? Do we know? We don't know. Let's go for the left torso here. We'll not fire the ER medium, but everything else. Okay. So he's down to 1 health remaining.
Scored a critical hit.
Panic level critical. He does not eject, though. Sad. Okay, so they've got somebody moving in phase 23. Our turrets are going to be online this round, so that will help us. But there are definitely more enemies out here. Now, we're not going to get this field cleared because of the sheer number of enemies. There are 24 enemies on this field. We're not going to get this field cleared before the reinforcements show up. That's interesting. There's an ECM unit in the base, apparently. Yeah, there is. A Raptor 2 right here. We can probably eliminate that fairly easily with a mech like the Madcat Mark II. We position it something like this.
On the move.
Heat is a concern, and we're only at 14% on the MRM. We absolutely don't fire the medium lasers, I can tell you that right now. Or the HMGs, but I think we do fire the MRMs.
Firing.
Okay, so we got some damage on its
Watch my
armor.
heat level.
I was hoping to make it unsteady, but that's not going to happen. We could have killed a leg there, in all honesty. Boar's Head taking a
Okay,
PPC
we're
shot, no big deal. Okay. So the Battlemaster moves up, doesn't fire, and doesn't get rid of all of its instability. Interesting. So, next up is going to be our Salamander. The Salamander could also move over here and go for the Raptor. We're going to position for it. I want to see exactly what our hit odds are like. 51.3 there. Or we could go for the kill on the Victor, which I think is the better play here. We're going to fire improved MRMs and just go for the kill.
Firing.
There we go. 1 Victor out of here. So that's 3 enemy mechs, actually 4 enemy mechs down. So there's 20 remaining. Good lord. They're going for the Apollo. That's good. They haven't started hitting buildings, and we are very pleased with that.
Commander.
So our Mauler is going to position up over this way.
Coordinates.
Now, I don't think our hit odds are going to be good on that Raptor. No, they're not. But we could fire out at this Awesome, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Given our current heat situation, we could also fire 3 ER mediums. Let's see what we get. Lots of awesome damage there. I like it. That's a knockdown on the awesome. Beautiful. Okay. Well, let's see what they decide to do here. We don't know. However, it is about time to put a cut in here. There are only 7 rounds remaining, but we've only gotten through 4. There's a lot of enemy units, and I think the timing means that putting a cut in here will, in fact, work. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Next episode, we'll see about finishing this. There's a lot of enemies, but I'm confident that we'll do okay. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.